Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning and welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. Today is Friday, September the 23rd, and I'm Bill Allen sitting in for Winston Chester, who is doing a good job in retirement. He's over in Louisiana. I know he's done some flats fishing because I got some redfish pictures, but I think he's also got a tuna trip that he's going on. So, you know, you can feel sorry for Winston having to suffer through this weekend or this week. But let's look at our weather brought to us by Haney Technical. The high today is going to be 88. Still warm with a low tonight of 77. Partly cloudy. It is going to be a little humid still at about 61%. Wind not too bad out of the east at 6 miles an hour. And of course, you can always add a little bit to that, as I say. But the tide range is real good. High at 310 this morning. Low at 240 this afternoon, and we're going to have about 1.5 foot of tide movement. So, you know, if you can find your spot where the water's moving, it should be a pretty decent afternoon. And some of you probably out there this morning. But the peak times are going to be 5:50 a.m. to 7:50 a.m. And then this afternoon is 6:07 to 8:07. And I guarantee you that'd be a good time to be there with this tide. It's going to be a lot cooler. River readings. Apalachicola at Bluntstown is 1 foot and steady. Choctawhatchee at Caryville is 3 feet and falling. But again, you know, anywhere that you're running around the river out of Howard's Creek or anywhere down there, this is it's a great time to take the life jacket out of the box and put it on. There's stuff that's sticking up that hasn't been seen in a very long time. And I know I say it every time, but when that river's that low, it's dangerous running around out there. So just be careful and keep that life jacket on. As a matter of fact, Bill and I are going to be there late this afternoon staying at the houseboat, and I guarantee you 2 old fat guys like us are going to have life jackets on, being real careful out there as we're running to where we're fly fishing. We got a great show lined up for you, got a special guest coming on, and let's take this first break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I am really pleased to be joined by a friend of mine and Marina Director of City of Panama City is Captain Stan Jones.
Thank you,
Stan, thank you for coming on.
Oh, this is an honor. It's yeah, I've wanted to do this for a long time.
Well, I appreciate that, and you know, we've been talking about getting you on, but it appears that you're kind of busy with the Marina situation. So, but first, for people who haven't met Stan or who don't know him, give us a little bit of your background and kind of how and why you got here.
Well, I came to the city of Panama City a little over 3 years ago. I moved from Charleston, South Carolina, where I used to manage Charleston Harbor Marina, which is the largest permitted marina in South Carolina. My background prior to that was I ran an inland marina with dry storage operation and wet slips, and I worked as a water taxi captain. In Baltimore, I've run dive operations in the Bahamas and also the Caribbean, and I was a U.S. Marine
now
prior.
Now he's just rubbing it in.
So I've had a really cool experience.
And last part, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
U.S. Marine.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. I tell you what, man, that's fantastic. I mean, Charlotte is such a beautiful place. I mean, Charleston is such a beautiful place up there. I've had the occasion to go up there sometimes, and one thing I remember about it is that the no-see-ums up there would eat the no-see-ums down here.
No doubt about it.
They're monsters.
There's no doubt about it. Yeah.
So besides leaving that, what attracted you to Panama City?
Well, you know, I moved here for the job. It was an opportunity to manage 2 marinas, but if I have to tell the truth, I'm an avid kayak fisherman.
Here it comes.
And there is no better place to fish out of a kayak than right here. You can do the flats, you can sight fish, or you can catch, bull reds under the Hathaway.
Sure.
I mean, there's just so much opportunity. Head off the beach, you can catch sailfish. It's an amazing place to fish. And unlike Charleston, the tide here is like minimal. I didn't know you couldn't have a 7-foot tide.
Yeah, and I imagine a 7-foot tide and being in a kayak, planning was
it'll wear you
critical.
out. You plan to go with the tide and come back with the tide. But here, my Hobie Outback is perfect for this environment.
And you have a built-in fishing partner, right? That's what you're
I am a very, very lucky man that my wife she's actually a better angler than I am, but she loves to fish. And so we drag our kids out on our kayaks and they enjoy it. And my wife loves it. So, I'm fortunate, but I mean, what do I expect? I met my wife in the Bahamas while she was scuba diving with their family. So I already knew I found an adventuresome soul partner.
There you go. There's so many, I guess, here maybe a little bit different as far as access points for people who want to kayak fish. You can get to the water in so many places.
I mean, I
imagine it's limited a little where you came from.
Well, where I came from, it was more limited. Here, I can pull over on the side of the road and throw it in a mud puddle if I wanted to.
Exactly.
And probably catch fish.
Yeah.
It was a lot different, and so I'm lucky to be here, and I love it, and I take advantage of the outdoors every chance I get.
Well, that's so many people live here that are like that, but I run into so many people who just never spend any time on our water and never take advantage of all that we have to offer around there. The way I grew up, the way you grew up, is something I really don't understand. And the kayak boom has been, unbelievable.
It allows people to experience the same feeling without having to buy a $50,000 flats boat.
Right.
Or nearshore boat. For just a little bit of money, you can be out there and enjoy things, and
And it just makes the outdoors on our water more accessible to people.
Absolutely.
Like you're talking about. But Brad down at Sunjammers, they've got a ton of those kayaks down there.
That's where my boats came from.
And they move a lot of them. And I know Greg, our mayor that I fish with, he and Lynn, his wife, both got one, and they enjoy being out over there fishing, so it's fantastic. We got a lot more to talk about on the marina, and we're going to take this break and be right back. All right, we're back with Captain Stan Jones from the marina, and there's a ton that's gone on in 3 years down there, right? I mean, I've noticed that your stores are much better stocked than maybe what they used to be. So tell me about a lot of what's going on.
Well, really, our stores are truly unique. There's so many people don't even understand that there are really cool marina stores at each marina. But, personally, I have very little to do with the way it's stocked. I have two amazing ladies that, that do all of that, and they do a phenomenal job. Every time I ask them to order something, it really probably doesn't sell that well, and but they do a great job. I mean, there's everything from gift cards to tackle to batteries to, I mean, it is truly like a one-stop shop on the water.
It really is, and the access to fuel there is really good. And it's easy to get to.
And the fuel that we sell is top notch. We have our tanks tested quarterly by ValveTech. Our gasoline is mid-grade, non-ethanol with the ValveTech additive. So we are very confident in our product that it is.
Which, as we all know, is exceptionally important.
The ethanol. Please, y'all, don't ever put ethanol in your boat. You will regret it. You may save 50 cents now, but you will regret it in the long run, because it is not good.
I talked to some of these guys, and they're like, 75% of their work comes from, people still using ethanol. But I'll tell you now, I trailer my flats boat because I fish in so many different places. But when I'm fishing in West Bay or East Bay or whatever, I bring it, down to the marina. Well, downtown's close to my office, but I'll bring it, put the boat in there, and I can pull up, and I've been getting all my fuel there. But one of the reasons is, and it's reasonably priced, but one of the reasons is I really discovered how complete the store was. So if you're pulling a trailer, it's hard to get into a lot of gas stations. You may just have one pump that has the ethanol free out there, so it's much easier to drop that boat in the water. But you don't have to make 2 stops. You literally have got everything that you can need to be out, for snacks or eating or on the water.
We've got your ice,
suntan lotion,
your bait, your beverages. If you forgot sunblock, but let's say you want to treat yourself to a new Tilly hat, we've got you covered. It's whatever, or just, we know kind of what's biting because we talk to anglers every day.
Right.
And that's some good information.
And you've got a good staff.
We've got a fantastic staff.
Guys that fish, women that understand.
We got women that
fishing,
fish, and we've got this lady Sandra that works with me, outfishes me. She's phenomenal, truly, a lady angler. And
well, it's like anywhere you go, hang around a tackle shop a little bit, you can pick you can pick things up because I'm always in there talking to somebody and asking what's been brought in and those kind of things. So there's a ton going on downtown.
There is.
I mean, the expansion with that whole marina area and the end of Beach Drive there, that's going to be a huge impact on the community.
It truly could be a game changer for for Panama City. It could change the flow of the tide from the business leaving the downtown area to coming back to the downtown area, and it's an extremely exciting time. I have no idea the way it's going to play out,
right? Because
once I think I've started to figure it out, it'll take a hard left turn to another direction, but it gives me confidence that, our city leaders, they want the best for the city. And, we're going to end up with something very special.
Yeah. I know Greg has been working on that for a long time and has had a big impact, over and over again. But it's nice to have somebody, a mayor, and, who's an outdoorsman, who fishes, who cares about, a more rounded community. Absolutely.
It is nice to have, a leader, that is an outdoorsman.
Now, do the dock slips that are available, do they come through you, or do you is that part of your deal?
I manage pretty much anything that happens on either marina.
Okay.
Whether it is the fuel we sell, the stuff in the stores, or the boat slips. The majority of the revenue generated for the marinas come from our boat slips. Fuel is a terrible business to be in because you really don't make anything, but it's a necessity. But we're supported. My paycheck, all of the staff's paycheck, comes from revenues generated by the marina, not tax money.
And are there? You have slips available down there?
We do.
Now?
We do.
You've got covered with.
We've
lifts,
got covered, uncovered. We've got ones that are hanging slips that where you can, instead of trailing your boat and fighting at a boat ramp, you get to lift it out. A lot of our slips come with kind of like storage lockers.
Sure.
At the St. Andrews Marina, it's very unique because it's one of the few marinas in our area that has floating docks. Plus you have the added commercial working waterfront history.
Right.
We still have commercial boats, longliners, shrimp boats, bandit boats. We've got, charter fishing people. We've got sailing charters. We got a floating restaurant. It's a unique, but it matches the character of St. Andrews.
It really does.
It's just part of that whole keep St. Andrews salty thing.
Well, being born and raised in St. Andrews, it's great to see what's happening. Things are starting to move, starting to improve down there. A couple of friends of mine have bought that whole Marina area,
Oh,
the
sure.
Smith Basin
Yeah.
thing, and they've got some plans for that. So
It's exciting
It's really
times.
a pretty exciting time, and I understand it's somewhere along the Marina downtown. There's going to be some like covered boat storage now as part of that plan.
Well, the pictures that the developer showed, there's not a single thing on that picture that's concrete. It was just a conversation starter. If you want it, this could be done on this property. But, now is the time where the commission communicates with the developer. Yeah, we like this, we don't like that. So,
yeah. Well, it's a work in progress. They're
Absolutely.
developing that finally, but it's moving forward.
It is moving forward.
Yeah.
And,
And
but
if you haven't, and I don't know where you would, but I'm sure at some point, once they finalize plans, you'd be able to look at that online or something.
oh, it's all
like
on pcgov.org.
that. pcgov.org.
That's
great.
the city's website, all the information, past commission meetings, submissions from the developers. It is all public record, and it can be found on pcgov.org.
All right, this is exciting stuff going on. Check that out. And we're going to take this break and be right back with a famous Friday fishing report. All right, welcome back. Now what you've all been waiting for, we're going to get right to the drawing for this Friday. And I'll let Stan do the honors here. And the first one is going to be for a $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dock Seafood.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
All right, we have Mary Melvin of Bayou George.
All right, Mary. $20 gift certificate is going to be waiting on you. Congratulations. And now the red snapper.
All right. I think this one's cool. All right. Martha Bostic of Lynn Haven.
Hey, the ladies are wearing this
Man.
out. Local ladies. That's fantastic. Congratulations, Martha. Famous Friday fishing report. I have got, of course, I'm going to stumble on this, but it's technology. But Captain Mitch Coleman from the west side is always giving us reports. The water's 85. Still a little bit cloudy, but good numbers of small kings around the car bodies and plenty of bait on the surface. He said catching live bait and slow bump trolling is the way they've been doing it. But there's been snapper and grouper caught on live pinfish on the tower site in around 65 feet of water. And a great tip here, he's saying chum heavy to distract the triggerfish so you can get to them, which is a great tip, man. Thank you. And I know that it's been pretty hot here. There's been, our water is starting to cool a little bit. It's getting to that exciting time, which I love so much. But, there's been good redfish caught, a lot of them on miradines, and like those Paul Brown suspended baits have been just, and it's a blast. It's topwater fishing underneath the water, but a lot of things going on. But you told me something interesting now about there's been some concern about maybe a red tide.
Well, we've been seeing some stuff in both of our marinas that looks very similar to red tide, that, dark brown, kind of reddish, thick.
Yeah.
And I was really getting nervous, and I was even thinking that I felt it in my nose and whatnot. So we actually overnighted a water sample to the FWC's Red Tide Lab in St. Petersburg, and it came back negative for red tide. But what it did say is we are having a bloom of Ceritium hircus, which is a type of algae.
What I thought.
It's a type of red algae, but it's non-toxic, and it is the type of algae that can cause bioluminescence. So, hey, check it out at night, and it can be a beautiful sight. But it is pretty much.
But it's non-toxic. It's just a new
not,
algae for.
It's just a different type of algae, but not one to be really concerned with.
Want to get to this weekend. There's Emerald Coast Professional Redfish Series is coming to town again. I know you guys have been working with them. We're excited about that. There's a lot going on around these tournaments.
This tournament is the third in the series, and this is one of my favorite tournaments that I've ever worked, and I've worked plenty, including the Redbone tournament in Charleston, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. But this is, it's a great turnout. It's a lot of fun. These guys that fish this tournament these guys are just do a fantastic job. I mean, they are anglers and they know these waters. So, you know, this is at the Panama City Marina. It is tomorrow. You know, the guys split right at dawn. They fish, but weigh-in is at 3 o'clock. All boats have to be back by 3 o'clock. Now, you can get there a little early because we will have some boats that are very confident in their catch that will show up early. And so, you know, if you show up between, you know, 1 and 2 o'clock, you'll see the first couple of boats come in.
But you got trailers out there. You've got stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
And this is downtown.
This is at the downtown
Marina.
Marina.
Last time that we fished, it was in St. Andrews.
It was at St. Andrews. And, you know, come out, you'll see some beautiful fish. You know, this is a...
Beautiful boats.
Oh, the boats are ridiculous. You know, a lot of them are wrapped and just amazing. Yeah. You know, it's... Please come out.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of fun. There's a lot going on around it, and obviously the conversation is around fishing, and nobody's going to really give up to exactly where they caught them, but it's an opportunity to see and hear what people are using. You know, that everybody talks about freely. You know, you catch them on this, you catch them on that.
Absolutely. And also, if you have a question about, you know, different products, like, you know, a power pole, you're thinking about putting one on your flats boat, bay boat, these guys use them all day long.
An absolute necessity.
And they can, you know, they can tell you. They're welcome, you know, they will tell you what kind of lures, how to work it. They won't tell you exactly where to catch fish, but they can tell you, you know, hey, check the, you know, the points, the pockets, look for moving water. They are very giving.
It's a lot of wonderful information, you know, and it's wonderful that we're supporting that and bringing people here. Stan, I have immensely enjoyed this. I appreciate you coming on. I look forward to doing this again and seeing you at the marina this weekend. So, folks, appreciate you watching. Have a great weekend, and God bless you.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.